I looked at the world recently and I found that there are like killing robots are going everywhere, killing people, especially in the West.
The suspect behind that horrific knife attack in Austria was inspired by ISIS. Officials say a 23-year-old man from Syria used a folding knife.
So there is this New Orleans incident or accident or attack.
Having a series of dreams about joining ISIS, that he changed his plan to carry out this attack in New Orleans.
And then there are two in Germany.
He's known to be a 24-year-old Afghan national.
And it's going on and on and on. And as someone coming from the Arabic world, I think I can share with you how can you discover a killing robot and how can you protect yourself, even if this robot is hidden. I'm Theresa Khalil. I'm a writer, a documentary filmmaker from Egypt. Spent most of my life in the Arabic world and now I live in Europe. And I really am not happy with what's going on because when I was in Egypt, we had those killing robots as well. In Cairo, there was a time in the 90s when they were just putting bombs everywhere around Cairo. And you know, Cairo is so crowded. So I couldn't think of how can we discover them. But the government at the time, Mubarak, the president of Egypt, with the Minister of Interior, they were able to control it. Okay? What are the characteristics of those killing robots and how can you discover them? When I'm saying killing robots, I don't want to fall in the trap of dehumanizing humans. Okay? This is a neutral channel. I see the big picture, so I totally don't want to fall in this trap. But I found that this is the best description. Those robots, maybe they can be awakened at some point and gain their humanity again, but they have a certain program that makes them act like a robot, okay? So they are humans. And I will tell you also that majority of them are very kind. And you maybe find them very supportive and helpful, and because I have friends who are robots as well. But okay, let's begin of how can you identify those robots. You will when you look at all those incidents, you will find that they all have the same idea or ideology, okay? So they will, for example, have a flag, or they will point their finger like that, or they will shout a certain word or two words, okay? And then they start killing people. And why they do that? They do that because they are afraid. They have fear from the afterlife, what is going to happen to them in the afterlife. And they want to guarantee that they are protected. So it's also a matter of survival, right? So for them, as a killing robot, or for the person as a killing robot, he's thinking that he's protecting himself or saving himself. He's surviving in the afterlife. There are different kinds of those robots. So some of them are violent. They use physical violence to achieve whatever they think is the best for the afterlife. And there are others who don't use physical violence, but they use vocal violence. So how can you discover this? So if you go in the Arabic world, in the Arabic YouTube, for example, if you go under any video of those incidents or accidents, for example, there was just a report about killing an imam, a Muslim imam who's gay in South Africa, okay? And you go under in the comment section and you will find everyone commenting, "God bless you, my brother. Long live your hand," okay? "God bless your hand for killing this man." Yeah. So those are the vocal robots. Maybe they will not do the killing by themselves, but they will support. They will use their tongue in removing what they think is danger or harm to the rest of them, to the other robots, or what they think is what God wants, you know. So yeah, so just go under the comments of any of those terrorist attacks and you will see those people who are, but mainly, to be honest, maybe in the English content, I don't see it as much, but I see it a lot in the Arabic content. A lot of people are just praising the killer, praising like, well done, you are amazing, that's good job, they deserve it. And then you have the third kind of robots who are using the wishful thinking, or they keep it in their heart, okay? So they do wish that this accident would happen, they would wish that to kill those infidels, they would wish that, but they wouldn't say it, and they wouldn't act on it. They just keep it for themselves. But they're also sitting cheering for such accident or attack. And just for you to know, when I was in Egypt, I encountered this for the 9/11 terror attack. So I remember at the time I was having a scholarship. I was having a scholarship, and I had colleagues. All of them are bright engineers, And I remember I went into the class as usual the next day of 9/11, and I found my colleagues celebrating. And I had actually one who was a Muslim Brotherhood guy, and he was wearing a t-shirt with Osama bin Laden. I was like, well done, great job, And I stepped into the class, and I was so shocked of, oh my, like, why my colleagues are celebrating. And then one of them, she noticed me, and then she was like, she was a friend of mine, so she was like, hey guys, Teresa's brother is in America, he's in New York, Theresa, how is your brother? And then I was like, yeah, he's fine, he told us he's fine. But after I stepped in, they all started feeling awkward. They all started feeling like, okay, maybe we shouldn't be celebrating. But I mean, they should, but they shouldn't like announce their celebration. So yeah, so I know those robots very well. And as I said, they are very kind, very friendly, very like you find them when you need them, okay? But they have this program in their minds that make them cheer for violence, that make them cheer for attacks, that make them wish harming humans, Okay, that's in the Arabic world. Now let's come to the West, and how can you discover a robot? How can you discover? So in my observations, I found that there are about 4 things that you can mention, and you can mention in front of this person that you are suspecting if he's a robot or not, okay? And you can see his face reaction. Those words will distress him so much. Like it will distress him like he saw the devil, okay? It's not like, I will give you an example. So the first thing is the theory of evolution, okay? If you want to test if the person that is in front of you is a robot or not, then just mention the theory of evolution and see how is he reacting. Some of those robots, they take their children from the West, run to other countries like Malaysia or Saudi Arabia or whatever, to save their children from the theory of evolution. So it is to that extent it's something so distressing for them, or something stressing for them. Second thing is alcohol. Well, don't get me wrong, I don't drink alcohol, I'm not into alcohol, okay? But there is a difference between when you are not into something and when you are in great stress of that thing, to the great fear, to the extent that you can act as a killing robot, whether it's violence or vocal violence or wishful thinking. So you can mention alcohol and see the reaction. Is it severe? If it's a severe, like if you mention alcohol, for me, I don't drink alcohol, I don't like it, I don't believe in drinking alcohol, but if you mention alcohol in front of me, yeah, I don't care, okay? It's not that I want to kill you because you are drinking alcohol, okay? The other thing that is also you can test is sex before marriage. So having a boyfriend, a girlfriend, especially for females. If you mention sex before marriage for a female. Watch the expressions. And the fourth thing is the Jews, okay? If you mention the Jews and you see tension, you see panic, you see a face that totally changed, then you know that you are in front of a killing robot. It could be a killing, a violent, like physical killing, or it could be just vocal, or it could be wishful thinking. So yeah, so those are the 4 things that you need to, if you want to test if someone you know from that background is a killing robot or not. And what is crazy for me actually is that when you find excuses, like when someone, let's say for example this accident in Austria, when someone stabbed many people in the street, and one of them was a 14-year-old boy. And when you say like, you know, it's like, oh, this boy, poor him, I mean, what did he do to deserve to be killed? And then someone tell you, well, there are 500 people were killed in that country, for example, okay? Like a country that is so far away. Why would I kill someone here because someone was killed somewhere there? I just don't get it. And those robots as well, they could be Westerners, you know? There are Westerners who are also like that. They justify killing. And I thought, like, if you become more conscious, I don't know if I shared on this channel before the idea that people now are not using execution, you know, they're killing someone for the sake of whatever crime he did. Because now we are more conscious. Now we understand more the human psyche. So we are not barbaric as we used to be. I mean, humanity, not me, but so yeah, so that's it. I hope this video is useful. Don't forget that I'm on a journey to understand life, because for me life is such a crazy experience. And I have a whole podcast where I meet people who changed their belief, and you can follow it on the Scrapbook of Life on this channel. Also, if you want to share something on your mind, remember that I have listening sessions, and you can speak up your mind in a safe space, no judgment. And see you in a coming video.